So, my name is Andrew. I stutter a lot, get over it. And I want to be talking about classes, getters, setters, and types of constructors. I'm going to start off by talking about classes. Class is a user-defined data type that combines data and functions. It is a blueprint of creating objects and manipulating them. Basically, classes are just objects that you can assign data to, and it helps with object-oriented programming. Really, it's like basics of it, basis of it. Parts of a class. There's a class definition. If you don't know what a class definition looks like, it's literally just class. You type class, the name of the class, and then a curly brace. And then that's how you define it. And then another part of class is the members or the functions. These are like how you manipulate the objects and the data that the objects contain. And then the next part of the class is the constructor. And the constructor basically it creates the object. So like it creates like the what data the object holds, and then instances. Class instances are like whenever you're live coding. So like in your main file, all these objects are class instances. The next thing I want to talk about is variables. It's important to understand the variable types private and public. Um, if a variable is private, then you cannot access it outside of the function. And public, you can access whatever. And whenever you define a class, it is defaulted pub private. So like these variables being defined here are defaulted to being private variables. And then in order to start the class to make it public, you public colon and then everything after that is public, unless you type private again. And then constructor types. So the default constructor type, it looks like this. It's class name and then just regular I don't know what you call it, parentheses with nothing in them. And then you can define like the basic, like the default data values. So here, um the bank account, I wrote this in like 10 minutes. It's not a lot. Like it's not like a big program. Um I set the account name, the default to being unknown, and the balance to zero. So that when a default constructor is called of just bank account with nothing in it, it's defaulted to unknown and zero. The next constructor type is parameterized. Parameterized constructor has like parameters that you can input whenever you create the object that set values of the object, that change values of the object. The next is an overloaded constructor type. This basically is a parameterized constructor, but it takes in a different number of parameters. So C++ allows you to make constructors with different numbers of parameters. So like here, there's three parameters in case you want to like combine a bank account ever, to where it combines the first number and second number into the total balance. And then the final is the copy one, which I didn't write here, but basically it just copies an object. So like it'll just copy like the values of the object onto another object. Getters and setters. Getters get variable data, and setters set variable data. Examples of getters are literally just get balance and it returns balance, and get account name and it returns account name. These are important because when variables are private, you can't access them unless you have a getter or a setter. And here the getters are the only way to get balance and account name. And then the next is setters, which is how you change the data that is assigned to an object. So an example would be a set account name, set balance, deposit, withdraw. Um, these four change like the account name, the balance, and then you can subtract or add to said balance if you like want to. And because the variables are private, you need to have a function to be able to affect a variable. And that's pretty much it. This program is just a basic bank account where you can create it, create like a with two numbers, get the variables, change the variables, and then display what it looks like. This is like some basic like creating accounts and then displaying them. I'll do it in a sec. So this creates a default account with the variables being account names unknown and balance at zero. The default account will be zero. Here, see account name unknown, balance zero. Whenever we do the displays, use the display function. And here I created three accounts. One named Gym Checking, Gym Savings, and then this third account is account one and account two balance. So how I got these is I used the getter functions get balance on account one and account two. These numbers basically represent 500 and 800. So you can see here, account name, gym balance 1300 because it added these two because our overloaded constructor added the two parameters together. And then I displayed them, which is, let me do this, if it'll work for me. Okay. So then created them and then I display them. So I display one, two, and three, one, two, and three. This balance has these two added up. And then I just use the getters to show an example of how to use getters. The name of account three is account three to get account name, which gets the account name and prints it, gym. And then the balance of it is get balance, which is 1300. And then I did an example of using the setters of set account name, set balance, deposit, withdraw. And whenever I set the new name to be Jill, so it changed the account name to be Jill and printed that. Change the set balance. I used set balance to change the balance to 700. Use deposit to deposit 100, which made the new balance be 800. And Jill's like new account. I don't know. Jim got divorced and Jill took all his bank accounts. So he changed the name on the account. That's what I'm going with. And then you know the guy at the bank, I guess, and she just set with balance whatever she wanted it to be, which was less. So I guess Jim got some after all. Um, she deposited $100, which raised her balance from 700 to 800, and then she withdrew 400 from that 800. So she withdrew 400, and her new balance is 400. And then I displayed it one final time to get account name is Jill, and the balance is 400. So this has been classes, getters, setters, types of constructors. Quite simple. Um, I hope this helped someone.